Yeah, so right now the locations and category and classes links and the profile link are moved over to this menu here when you click on your initials in the top right. So you'll still be able to go to those pages and view those pages, and there's been no changes to those. So those will look and function the same. And then right now the help icon there will have where you can submit a ticket and then also get to the knowledge base. Besides just the visual update, the top part there is more or less staying the same. You have sales and inventory, inflow, markdowns here in the four main KPI cards, and then you can toggle between versus plan and versus last year. And then the same functionality to have month to date and last month. We will have sales trended on there because we do want to be comparing a full month to a full month. And we do that on the current site. So we're going to keep that functionality as well. And then going down to the sales performance page, right now, we have the breakdown for the current month, the sales plan, the trended sales, what you did last year, and then also last month actual versus last year, and then a call out of the days remaining left in the month. And then our graph here for the first version will just default to last 3 complete months to see how actual plan and last year did over the last 3 months. And you have a visual there. When we go to the performance section, we'll have a wider view of the date range with year to date in the last 12 and bigger time periods. And it defaults to sales, but you could also look at the change of inventory as well. So if you wanted to look at inventory values, not just sales, you can toggle over to that. And going down here at these 4 boxes here, we'll have we'll bubble up your current health score, and in the performance section, you'll see it in more detail. And so there will be a link there to the performance section, and then we'll have a link to the reports section where right now we're calling out the OTB recap and the inventory action. But the idea is as new reports are added or there's more kind of fringe reports that we kind of want to put out there and educate on, we'll have those kind of in this section here. And then we have a little call out right now for Ask Indy, and then your M1 journey right now, the meeting hub and the M1 journey section will come out in a later phase. So right now we just have a placeholder value for showing how many years you've been on Management 1. Going down to the Open to Buy card, we just have a little widget here. Open to Buy was its own KPI card at the top, but we moved it down to this section here. And just the basic call outs on what your open to buy is, and then show the filters there. It'd be the same things to be able to toggle between retail and cost, and then use month to date or EOM depending on if you have enough month to date file or not. You want to use your most up to date purchase orders to calculate your open to buy. You'll have that, and then also we added a toggle there to include or exclude the inventory deviation if you wanted to back that out or not. And again, this is just a little card to bubble up the open to buy. It's just here on the homepage to see. The idea is to direct them to the inventory action or the OTB recap to start making decisions at the class level. Most used reports, we're going to start off with we're going to just pick what we think is the most used reports: OTB recap, plan on demand, inventory action, class performance potentially. We'll just have 4 in there, but there is that link there to go to the reports library, which is not changing, and people will be able to see the full list of reports there. So that's the idea behind this widget here. And the M1 events is just having a section. We'll be listing out our upcoming webinars and podcasts, and also markets and any other events. We want to make sure everybody is front and center for that. So key metrics here, we have the same metrics plus turn, and then additional date ranges to be able to see these metrics at different time period. And then you can compare against plan and last year. So just, some basic KPI cards. And then dropping below that for transactional data. So this will just be for the clients that we're getting SKU and daily data for. This is just a starting point of what the SKU and vendor reports can do, but we thought we would just start off with what we've done in the Shopify app, and we'll build from there. But you'll have total transactions, average order value, gross margin, and then the units per transaction, total units sold, markdowns, and turn. Okay, so this is just a graph that has the bigger time frame. You can do year to date, last 12. I know a lot of people like to look at year to date, and you can view the sale, the plan in the last year. And then there's additional fields that can be looked at: sales, inventory, cash margin, and inflow. And those will update based off filtering by location and then changing those timeframes there. So you can have a bigger view and to visualize how the business has been doing against plan in last year. And then the next section here is the retail orbit health score and the cash margin calculator. And this will function exactly the same as the Shopify app. We got great feedback there, so we thought we would carry this over, and the score will updates at the end of the month. So it won't be a daily change, but it'll be recalculated once a month. And then you'll have the ability to kind of see how it changes over time. Kind of, I think the idea was kind of like a FICO score, if your credit goes up or down, and it's kind of good to see one composite number that kind of grades your business. And then you'll be able to see kind of the breakdown of what's driving it or pulling it down. And in this example here, the annual turn is very low. Inventory freshness is a little stale, so that's dragging down the overall composite score. And it's one of those things that can help simplify things, and also bubble up some issues. So when you do go down into the deeper reports or an Ask Indy, you can start asking questions about my turn rate, where's inventory sitting, and that kind of thing to look at. And then the cash margin is, we kind of take a benchmark stab of what an expense is at 40%, but you do have the ability to edit that and change that number closer to what your actual expenses are. Then you can kind of see how that affects your net cash flow. It's just looking at the last 12 right now, but it's one of those things we could, as we get feedback, we can iterate and maybe add more filters, or there are different tools to this. Okay, so going on down to the next section, your best performers. This again is a carryover from the Shopify app, but this will only apply to retailers who are on the SKU and daily integrations, but you'll have the ability to see your sales by vendor, by product type, and by items. This is just a starting point for what we want to roll out later in the quarter with more robust SKU and daily data, but we wanted to at least have something here to be used and start slicing your data right at a more granular level and see the sales year over year over time. This is another thing, we got a lot of positive feedback on it, so wanted to keep it, and it'll be available to people Lightspeed X, NetSuite, etc. And then going down, the merchandise insights. This is a carryover from the existing dashboard. So these three tables here are the same things from the current site. We kept it, and it's a slimmed down version of an inventory action, but we wanted to keep the same functionality from the existing dashboard. So we kept this guy here, and you can see buying opportunity, fast sell through, and slowest sell through. And so this is the performance section. Now, all of this is just a start. It's just our phase one. We're going to adapt to feedback to make improvements and add other things. But these are the three things that we'll be rolling out. Tuesday is a new dashboard, the performance section that you see here, and the Ask Indy, and the main pages, the reports page being the big one, will stay the same and function the same. Custom reports, custom filtered reports will all stay and remain there. We're not changing that. And then the cross-client dashboard will also stay the same. So that'll be the landing page for an affiliate, and no changes there.